Perfect. Okay, so warm up is exactly the same as what we did last week. Just move that out of the way. So we're going to go through the swivel hips, table rocks. We've got some air squats, so bodyweight squats, and then the halos again. I'll do the halos kneeling down so you can see what I'm doing. You can just do them standing up. If you want to do them kneeling down, you can do. It doesn't really make much difference. So if you just pop yourselves on your mats, or on the floor, mats. Hands behind your back, feet flat on the floor, go roughly slightly wider than the shoulder width apart with your feet, and then just drop your knees down. Oh, my back. Drop your knees down to one side, and then the other side. So you want to try and get your knees as close down to the floor as you can. Don't worry about your hip coming off unless you're ridiculously flexible. You're not going to be able to keep your hips down on the floor anyway. I've just realised I've not opened the window, so I'm going to be sweating buckets once we started this. And then from there, if I just spin round, feet roughly hip width apart, going to table rocks, fingers facing back. Just make sure you've got your hands near enough underneath your shoulders. Tuck your belly button into your rib cage, lift your hips up. As you lift your hips up, roll the shoulders back and just look up at the ceiling. Have a little pause at the top, and then just lower back down, tap your bum on the floor, and then lift back up again. So you should feel it stretching right down the front of your arms, kind of from the front of your shoulders down the biceps. If you get anything, any pain in your elbows, just go a little bit wider with your hands and just get those hips up as high as you can and just squeeze the glutes in as you lift up. And we'll do one last one. And then if you pop yourselves up, I'm sweating already. This is only the warm up. You're just going to do 10 bodyweight squats. So just make sure you keep your feet flat on the floor. And then once you've done your 10, like I said, you can do this stood up. I'll do it kneeling down so you can see what I'm doing. You want to hold your kettlebell bottoms up, so if you're onto the handle, so the ball's at the top. Loop it around the back of the head, so the kettlebell disappears behind your head, and then back in front. So you're trying to keep the kettlebell as close to your head as you can. You're going to do 10 in total, so if you want to do 5 one way, and then do 5 the opposite way. Oh God, my wrist keeps clicking. And then once you're done 5 each direction, or basically 10 in total, pop your kettlebell down and go back into your swivel hips again. Open this window. So once you've done your halos, put yourself back on the floor, hands behind your back, doesn't really matter the position of your hands. And then just go into your swivel hips. So if you roughly count to 10, doesn't matter if you do a little bit more. So just get those knees as close down to the floor as you can, or down to the floor. If your back's a little bit tight like mine is today, you might feel your back cracking. And then once you've done those, back into 10 of the table rocks. So again, feet roughly hip width apart, hands right underneath your shoulders, tuck your belly in, then lift up, feel that stretch down the front of the arms, shoulders down to your biceps, then just get those hips up as high as you can. Again, roughly about 10. And once you've done 10, you go into 10 bodyweight squats. Whew. And then once you've done your 10, if you go back to your halos again, last one. So again, bottoms up with the kettlebell. And then loop it around the back of the head so that kettlebell disappears right behind your head. And once you've done 10, I'll explain what we're doing. Doesn't like anyone else is coming. Okay, so your workout today, so you might notice a little bit of sequence if you've kind of been doing every single one. You're going to do a AMRAP today, so as many reps or as many rounds as possible, but you're going to do it for 21 minutes. So it's quite a long workout. You've got 7 exercises to try and remember. Once you've been through it once, you'll generally tend to remember everything. The rep scheme is basically your 3 times table. So the first exercise, you're going to do 3 reps. Second exercise, you're going to do 6 reps. Third exercise, you're going to do 9 reps. Fourth exercise, you're going to do 12 reps. Fifth is 15 reps, then 18 reps, and then 21 reps for the last exercise. Once you've done the last one, you're just going to go straight back into the first one, and you basically just keep repeating it for 21 minutes. I'll keep shouting out what you're supposed to be doing, because everyone's going to be going at different paces. I'll keep you posted of how long you've actually done, because you might be surprised at how long 21 minutes is actually going to feel when you're doing this. Right, your exercises. There's a couple of exercises we've not been through yet, mainly the first one. So the first one, you're going to do 3 squat cleans, which is basically kind of like a double squat. So with your kettlebell, you should be able to see. I'll do the first one quite slow, then I'll speed it up so you can see what you're doing. Slightly wider than hip width or shoulder width apart with your feet. Make sure the handle's facing away to the side. You want to squat down like you're going to do a sumo squat. But like I said, I'll do the first one quite slow. Grab the kettlebell as you're standing up. You want to lift the kettlebell up to your chest. Once your elbows are up nice and high and the kettlebell's at your chest, you're going to catch the handle, and then you're going to throw it squatting, and then you're going to straighten the arms up. So it'll be from the floor, a little bit of an upright row, catch the handle, and then squat. So at full pace, it's a tap on the floor, catch, and squat. Straighten the arms, tap the floor, and catch. So it's basically like a double whammy of a squat. Just count every time you caught the kettlebell at your chest and then squatted, that's 1 rep. Okay, so if you count all the squats, it's like 6. After you've done 3 of those, you're then going to do, we did this the other week, I think, thrusters. I think we do these every week, to be honest. You're going to do 6 thrusters. So your thrusters, again, we'll have a little recap. Hold on to the kettlebell by the ball, thumb and fingers around the handle. You want to squat down as low as you can. As you're standing up, shoot the kettlebell up overhead, and then drop back into the squat. So it's not a squat, pausing at your shoulders and then overhead pressing. It's just one fluid movement straight up and down. Okay? I've just realised how leggy this actually is today. So you've got 3 of the squat cleans, 6 thrusters. You're then going to do 9 push-ups. If you want to do the push-ups on your knees, you can do it. It's only 9. If you really struggle with push-ups, roll yourselves on your back and just do a chest press. Pretty straightforward. You're then going to do 12 sumo squats. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you're going to add a jump in. Okay, so your sumo squats, big wide stance. God, it's so hot in here at the minute. Make sure you turn your toes out. As you lower down, make sure you push your knees out to the side, so you're still trying to keep your knees kind of over the top of your toes. You're not letting your knees kind of buckle in. So a sumo squat is basically keep the chest up, knees out to the side, and then just tap the floor. If you want to add a jump in, just bring your feet, if I'm going to hit my head on the ceiling, bring your feet a little bit closer in, little tap on the floor, but then jump up and down. Okay, so don't really mind. If you want to make it a little bit harder, do the jumps. If you want to make it a little bit easier, just go wider and just do the straightforward sumo squats. You've got 12 of those. You're then going to do 15. I'll do this kneeling down so you can see. 15 stripped overhead presses. So kind of like the top part of the thrusters. So you want to hold on to the ball again, thumb and finger around the handle, and it's just straight up and down, overhead, just like the thrusters. Make sure you bring your head through your arms. So get your biceps right next to your ears. Straight up, straight down, okay? 15 of those. It's quite a lot to remember this, isn't it? There's no way you're gonna remember all this. After you've done 15 overhead presses, you're then gonna do 18 lunges or a different variation of squat. I know Marie's going to do the squats. So with this one, you're going to do it behind the head with the kettlebell. So you want to hold the kettlebell upside down and then rotate it around the back of the head. If I turn around so you can see. Hold on to the corners of the kettlebell. And if the kettlebell's big enough, it'll just sit in between your shoulders. You want to keep your arms out to the side. You're going to do 18 lunges. So feet hip width apart, keep your elbows out. It's reverse one, so you want to step back, tap your knee on the floor if you can, that'll be 1 rep. Step with the other leg, tap your knee on the floor, that'll be 2 reps. If you struggle with lunges, just go shoulder width apart with your feet, keep your elbows out, and then just do squats that way. Okay, so you can either do 18 lunges or 18 squats with the kettlebell behind your head. I don't really mind which one you do of those. If you want to keep chopping and changing, you can do. In fact, I'll chop and change, and then you can kind of see the difference between the two. Your last one is 2-handed swings. So again, feet shoulder width apart, knees stay still, hinge at the hips. You've done loads of these recently. Pull the kettlebell back between the legs, and then just straighten the legs up as fast as you possibly can. And then just make sure you relax on the swings. The swings will help you get your breath back. So you got 3 squat cleans, 6 thrusters, 9 push-ups, 12 sumo squats or jump squats, whichever one you want to do. 15 overhead presses, so a strict overhead press. 18 behind the head reverse lunges or behind the head squats. And then you're going to do 21 2-handed swings. Okay, so after you've done the swings, you just go straight back into the squat cleans. Does that make sense? It's very leggy, this. You're going to hate me tomorrow when you can't walk. I'm going to hate myself tomorrow when I can't do anything. So it's 21 minutes. It's quite a long time. If you need to take a break in any of it, like I said, it is very leggy. If you need to take a break, take a break. Just don't take 5 minutes. Just take a minute. If you need to have a quick stretch out, stretch your quads are going to be probably sore after this. Give your quads so that your legs a quick shake out and then carry on where you left off. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Your first 3, so you can kind of crack on with these ones. 3 squat cleans, 6 thrusters, 9 push-ups. That's your first 3. Okay? I'll keep shouting out what you're supposed to be doing. I'll trust you all know your 3 times table and can actually count in 3s, but we'll see. Any questions before we start? Should be perfectly normal. Everyone looks ready? Cool. Right, you're going in 10 seconds. Look at this is turn up. Okay, so it's 3 squat cleans to start off with. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So it's a squat down, catch your kettlebell at your chest, add a squat in, straighten your arms, tap the floor, catch at your chest. And once you've done your 3, you've got 6 thrusters. God, I'm really close to hitting the light. And then once you've done your 6 thrusters, you've got 9 push-ups or chest press. And then after your 9 push-ups or chest press, you've got 12 sumo squats or jump squats. So I'll start with sumo squats. So it's a big wide stance. Make sure you drive your knees out so your knees stay over your feet. Keep your arms nice and straight, look, tap on the floor. So you should get it right on the inside of your legs. And then once you've done your 12, I'll do this kneeling down so you can see. You've got 15 overhead presses. Again, you can do this standing up. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you could do it kneeling down like this. Just makes it a bit harder to balance. And then once you've done your 15 overhead presses, you've got 18 behind the head lunges or squats. So I'll start with the lunges. So it's behind the head, hold the kettlebell bottoms up, keep your arms out to the side, big step back, little tap on the floor, step back in. That's it. If you're going to do the squats, just go shoulder width apart with your feet, and just focus on keeping those elbows out and keep the chest nice and tall. And then once you've done your 18, of whichever one you're doing, leave the kettlebell back round, and you've then got 21 two-handed swings. So you should be able to relax in the swings nice and fast. Straighten those legs up and driving the hips through. And then once you've done your 21, you've done one round, and we're just coming up to 17 minutes left. So when you're ready, just go straight back into your 3 squat cleans. So it's 3 squat cleans, and then 6 of your thrusters. So 3 squat cleans, 6 thrusters, and then 9 push-ups or chest press. Yeah, if you want to do your push-ups on your knees, you can do. Whew. Then once you've done your 9 push-ups, you've got 12 sumo squats or 12 jump squats. So I'll do the jump squats in this round. Probably regret it almost instantly. And then after your 12 sumo squats or jump squats, after your push-ups, you've got 15 of your strict overhead presses. So again, on the presses, just make sure you bring your head through your arms. So get that weight right over the top of your head. So biceps next to your ears. So you got, after your 12 sumo squats, 15 presses, and then you're back onto your 18 lunges or behind the head squats. So on this one, I'll do the squats. Again, whichever one you do on these ones, on the reverse lunges or the squats, just keep your elbows out to the side, try and keep that chest up. And then just make sure on the squats, keep those feet flat on the floor. Dripping. And after you've done your 18 lunges or squats, you're back onto your 21 two-handed swings. One day I'll do this class outside with some fresh air. Once you've done those swings, when you're ready, you've just gone past 13 minutes left, you're back onto the squat cleans again. So it'll be 3 squat cleans, 6 thrusters, and then once you've done the 6 thrusters, you're back onto your 9 push-ups. So 3 squat cleans, 6 thrusters, 9 push-ups or chest press, and then 12 sumo squats or jump squats. And then once you've done your 12, if you sumo squats or jump squats, hopefully I'm not the only idiot that decided to do jump squats on the last one. So after your 12, you're back onto 15 overhead presses. Again, you can do these stood up, but if you want to kneel down like I am, it just makes it a little bit trickier. Then once you've done your 15 overhead presses, you're back onto your 18 reverse lunges or squats with that kettlebell behind the back of your head. So again, if you're doing the lunges or the squats, just keep your elbows out, keep the chest nice and tall. If you're on the lunges, as you step back, try and step out to the side a little bit. I think about trying to keep that front knee right over the top of your ankle. And then whichever one you're doing, either the squats or the lunges, just be careful when you bring that kettlebell around the back of your head. Then once you've done your 18, you're back onto 21 of your swings. So again on these swings, just try and keep those knees still. Push your bum back, so hinge at the hips. Try not to squat. Just straighten those legs up as quickly as you can. If you've got water, once you've done a round, just have a quick little bit of water if you need it. We're just coming up to 8 minutes left. So I think might get 2 more rounds in possibly. So once you've done those swings again, back onto the 3 squat cleans. And then once you've done your 3 squat cleans, back onto your 6 thrusters. So 3 squat cleans, 6 thrusters, and 9 push-ups or chest press, whichever one you fancy doing. So after those 6 thrusters, 9 push-ups, and then you're on to 12 of your sumo squats or jump squats. If you're going to do the jumps, try and keep it nice and flowing, try and keep it continuous. Then once you've done your 12 of your squats or your jump squats, back onto 15 overhead presses. So 9 push-ups, 12 of your sumo squats or jump squats, 15 presses, and then 18 of your reverse lunges or the squats with the kettlebell behind your head. You know, mix it up and do squats in this one. So when you get to these, like I said before, keep those elbows out to the side. Try and look ahead rather than looking down at the floor. It'll just help keep your chest up. And then once you've done your 18, finish the round, 21 swings. So again, once you've done those swings, you're trying to get as many reps or rounds in as you can. So just go straight back into the squat cleans. Just over 4 minutes left. So 3 squat cleans, 6 thrusters. And 9 push-ups after your thrusters. So squats, cleans, thrusters, push-ups. Sumo squats or jump squats. Three minutes left. Oh, my legs feel like jelly. After your sumo squats or jump squats, back onto your 15 overhead presses. If you get through your presses, 18 lunges or behind the head squats. This round. Okay, if you get on these reverse lunges or the squats, if you're doing the lunges, try and step out to the side a little bit. Keep that front knee over your ankle. Keep the elbows out. Same thing on the squats. Turn the feet out a little bit, drive the knees out. And keep those elbows out to the side. Oh. Just over 1 minute left. We're into the last minute. Got 45 seconds left. Oh. Last 30 seconds. Oh. So keep going until you hopefully hear that buzzer. Okay, last 10 seconds. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. And relax it. Whew. Wonder how much aircon costs to install at home. Oh my God, it's so hot in there. Okay, so same as usual, we'll just grab a little stretch out to finish. So if you pop yourselves down, I have to tilt this back a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Oh. If you've got some water, just have a little sip of water if you've got some. Okay, so on your butts, grab the bottom of your heels, pull your thighs into your chest, or your chest onto your thighs, and keep your chest on your thighs, and then just stretch your legs out. So if you think more about getting your if you grab the bottom of your heels, think more about getting your forearms down to the floor rather than just straightening your legs up and being upright, because you're not going to get a stretch that way. So keep your chest on your thighs, grab the bottom of your heels, and then just slide or walk your feet away But don't let that chest come away. Get your forearms down. And if you pull your toes, don't grab your toes. But if you flex your toes back towards your head, you should feel it right up the back of the calves. Back of your calves, like you've got front of your calves. On your calves, up into your hamstrings. And if you can get your forearms down, you might even feel it stretching out your lower back a little bit. Now, if you leave your, let's go, left leg out in front. If you've got any knee problems, just bring your sole of your right foot on the inside of your thigh. If you haven't got any knee problems, just bring your foot around the back so you're going into like you're going to jump over a hurdle, like a hurdle stretch. Bend the leg at the knee again, your left leg. Shift your ribcage over your thighs. Try and get your forearms down first if you can. And then once they're down, just try and straighten that leg up. But again, same as that first one, try and keep your chest on your thighs if you can. And someone needs to find an answer to why you always sweat more when you stop working out. Never got the answer to that. And then from there, slowly come out of that. Just bring your foot out to the side. Well, you can't see my other foot, but get your legs as wide as you can. Clasp your hands on top of each other. Start over one leg, and then just bounce yourself across the other leg. And just keep going backwards and forwards. Try and go a little bit deeper on each stretch if you can. So you should get it on the inside of your legs. You're probably still going to feel it on the back of your legs, on your hamstrings. Legs are tight. Bring your legs back together. So if you leave your right leg in front, left leg around the back, or sole on your thigh if you've got bad knees. Bend your leg, shift your ribcage over your thigh, try and get your forearms down, and then once you've got your forearms down, try and straighten that leg up, but just keep your chest out, so try not to sit upright. If you really struggle, you can wrap a towel around your foot, and then you can pull yourself down on your foot. And if you leave your right leg out in front, just come into a kneeling lunge position. So again, try and create a box with your calf and your thigh. So your right leg's forward, left leg back. Pick your left foot up if you can. Put your heel into your bum. You should feel it stretching on your quads. If you're not, keep a straight line through your knee, hips and shoulders, and then just drop your hips forward. So you should get a little bit more of a stretch. If you struggle with this kind of kneeling down, just do kind of like a regular quad stretch stood up. Just grab onto something to keep you steady. And then if you swap your legs around and slowly come out your stretches. Then create a box. Grab that right foot, pull your heel in. If you're not feeling anything on your quad, keep that straight line for your knee, hip and shoulders, and then just sink forward. Okay, if you slowly come out of that, come back a little bit. Bring your knees underneath your hips, leave your bum stuck up in the air. Big stretch out your arms, and then sink your chest down as low as you can get it, but just leave the bum stuck up in the air. So your hips are right over the top of your knees. So you should feel it down your lat, so from your armpit down the side of your back, in between your shoulder blades. And then if you slowly come out of that, just bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Get your knees nice and far apart, or as far as you can kind of comfortably get them. Point your toes together. Sit back onto your heels, and then again, just relax your arms out in front. And you can rest your head down. It's quite a nice stretch for your back. If you want to get a little bit more of a stretch, if your back's quite tight, your lats are quite tight, keep your hips still, and then just walk your hands across over to one side, and you'll feel a massive stretch down right down the side of your back, from your armpits down to your kind of obliques, down to your lower back. If you've got to twitch around to the side, just make sure you do the other side as well. That's it, guys, all done. Another one down. 7 done, 1 left. Whew.